Fuck! I wanted to get you in mid-drink. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Rude Boys Gamecast. He's Tom.
I'm Tom. And it's Chris.
There it is. I played that.
Oh, what a dick.
I know, right? So we got some topics we want to talk about.
But first, Chris, I have to ask you something that's going to change the landscape of
I don't like this
friend.
intro already, but continue.
Who's in your mouth?
Who's in my mouth? That's a very personal question. Nothing new, actually. Some old hat in my mouth. Got Miller's High Life, champagne of beers. The good stuff. Pick it up at your local 7-Eleven. $8 for a 12-pack. Can't go wrong.
In my mouth...
Damn it, no, I need you to drink it. Damn it. I'm going back to that. All right, Tom, who's in your mouth?
In my mouth...
What do you got swirling around in your mouth?
Is the Southern Tier Brewing Co. Pilsner...
You can bring the can to your face to read it better.
German-style lager. It's interesting.
All right.
It's different from what I've drank and who's been in my mouth before.
Now, a Pilsner... Describe that.
It's a light. It looks lighter than, these other craft beers.
Okay.
It's not terrible.
All
it's
right,
not great.
Cool.
I'll drink it again.
All right.
Sounds good.
So, what? 6 out of 10? We'll drink again?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah. I'll drink anything again, usually.
Rude Boys?
Rude Boys.
So now you know who's been in our mouths. What you don't know is all the news that came out between now and last episode. This is a high-energy episode coming from me. I am beat.
You are destroyed, man.
It has been a long holiday weekend.
Yeah, I mean...
Happy Thanksgiving, by the way,
yes.
Nation.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Hope you're all safe and hope you keep listening to the podcast.
Please.
So, we'll do some Blitzkrieg news, Tommy boy?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
So, first up is that Deadpool trailer came up. That was...
It kind of came out of nowhere.
It really did. It was pretty fantastic.
Yeah, so if you guys haven't seen it, we'll post it to the Facebook, or not, whatever. Yeah. And it's basically Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, as Bob Ross, doing like a Bob Ross skit.
Yeah.
And it's very funny. It has funny credits, and then right afterwards is some scenes from Deadpool 2.
Yeah. Or
is it even called Deadpool 2 anymore?
Right now, that's all I've got as it is. I haven't gotten to my sources yet, if it's going to be a different name or anything.
So far, I think the rumor is that it's being listed as Untitled Deadpool sequel.
Okay,
that's the sequel. That's the title that they're going with.
Right. Okay,
which is pretty meta, which goes with the character.
If they keep that, I'll be all right with it.
Yeah, totally.
So.
That's fun. That's fun.
That's
fun. That's neat.
Fun. God, you are killing me today.
All right. For him.
So next up is James Franco,
Tom's favorite,
playing Multiple Man.
Also one of Tom's favorite. So.
In the Multiple Man solo movie, which is very odd to say since his powers is that he can make copies of himself. Waka. Dad jokes.
So, what does this mean, Tom?
It means that James Franco gets this one chance.
All right, so why Multiple Man, first off? Did they just who could James Franco play?
Again, it came out of nowhere, but apparently he's going to be heavily producing it, and he's...
What the fuck?
He's all about comic books.
Sure,
apparently, and he's also in talks of possibly directing it as well.
All right, fine.
So he gets this chance and his other movie that's coming out in December, Disaster Artist.
Which is Disaster Artist, yes. Which is we'll be a Rude Boys. We should come up with like a movie segment.
Sure.
Right.
All right.
Because I want to see that.
All right. Cool.
Do you want to see that? It's got double the Francos though,
I know.
So I know your thoughts on that.
Yeah, but it's also one of our top cult movies.
That is true. So. Yeah, The Room. The Room is a fantastic film.
Yes.
It's fantastically bad.
It's fantastic.
I understand that.
So also, I'm sorry.
Why?
I don't understand. It was just it came out of left field. Like there are hundreds of X-Men characters that they could have chosen.
Yeah, why?
And they choose Multiple Man.
There's just a soft spot for Multiple Man. I don't know.
I mean, he is.
I think James Franco just wants to play the same character like 60 times.
100 times.
100.
Because multiple man could...
It's not really how you say that number, but okay.
He could make copies of copies of copies.
Sure,
so.
yeah. So, like, multiplicity.
Yeah.
So, alright, I gotcha.
Yeah.
So this is, you know, I mean... He was already done.
Yeah, but...
Multiplicity.
Right, but I'm going to rein myself in, because I can go on and on about...
Oh, God, yeah.
About it, so...
Yeah, we could talk about how he was used as Apocalypse's henchman in the Age of Apocalypse storyline.
Yes. He was...
And that's pretty much it. He was last seen in the cinematic franchises
in X-Men
Last Stand.
X-Men Last Stand, yeah,
Yep.
which was...
Played by the dude who was on Grey's Anatomy. I don't know the dude's name.
Okay, I didn't even know that dude had a career.
It was one of those things, like, my girlfriend had a career. Way to be a dick. I didn't even know that guy had a job.
Rude boys!
Yeah, it was like one of those things, like, my girlfriend was watching Grey's Anatomy, and I'm like, why do I know this guy?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, shit, he was in X-Men Last Stand. That was a cool scene. I like that.
Yeah,
I really like that one thing where he was, spoiler alert for X-Men Last Stand.
Just
like
burn your copy now.
The government tries to sneak up on all the mutants, and they think they have all like hundreds of them, and it just turns out it's multiple man just 100 times. So
yeah,
that was a neat use of his powers.
Yeah, it was very cool. Like, I mean, there are so many other levels to his powers, but again, I'm not going to get into it because
I was about to say, this is Blitzkrieg news. We're talking way too much about multiple man.
I understand. That's why I'm reining myself in.
Sorry.
So
I apologize.
Now we also have Matt Reeves looking for new Batman because Ben Affleck keeps going back and forth. I don't know if I want to play Batman again. I don't, oh, I do want to play Batman again. Oh, I don't know if I want to play Batman again. It's like, dude, are you committed or are you not committed?
So who is Matt Reeves?
Matt Reeves, he directed John Wick.
Okay. Why does he
No,
have a say?
I'm sorry, not Matt. He directed the Planet of the Apes movies.
Okay, so why does he have a say?
Because he's directing the new Batman movie.
Oh, okay.
So,
I thought Affleck was directing the Batman movie.
that was his first step where he was just like, I don't know if I want to be part of the franchise anymore, and blah, blah, and it's like, Affleck, commit or don't. Like, stop jerking us off.
Actually, thinking about this, I heard that they might get your boy Gyllenhaal.
I know. There are several names floating around.
All right.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Which, is that a good casting for in your mind?
No.
Okay.
Brett Dalton. He's Agent Ward in Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
All right, yeah.
And one of the other guys that I saw popped up was...
okay.
There was a whole list. I can't remember it off the top of my head. Was Armie Hammer.
All right.
Which the funny thing was, DC was looking at him to play the Green Lantern.
Right, yeah.
But now he might be playing Batman. So we'll see. We'll see in 2018 when Affleck is like, oh, I decide I'm going to stay as Batman.
Right. Why don't they just get the whole Jeffrey Dean Morgan and pull the trigger on like a Flashpoint Batman?
They could because
I hear he's willing to do it, right?
Yeah.
Because he played Thomas Wayne, right? In
Batman vs
Superman. Okay.
Mhm. And the other chick from
Don't care.
Walking Dead played Martha.
All right. What else we got? Which Martha? Doesn't matter. Continue. What else we got, Tommy?
The Rampage trailer showed up out of nowhere. I didn't even know this
wasn't
movie.
out of nowhere.
I didn't know this movie was happening.
Oh well, yeah. It was one of those like you want to talk about franchises and intellectual properties that just get bought up and then nothing happens with. You got to look at video games because people will just like Minecraft movie that could still be a thing, or you got all the Uwe Boll movies that just get bought up and make movies of.
He's rough.
Rampage, I think, is one of those things that's been kicking around for years and years and years, and it just got, not just, but a couple years ago, it was signed. So The Rock's going to be in it. The dude who directed San Andreas is directing it, and they released a trailer last week, and it looks exactly like how you would picture, like, I guess mix up Rock's movies, the new Jumanji and San Andreas, and you get Rampage.
Okay.
So it's monster animals destroying a town.
I'm down for it because I love that game. That was a.
Did you see the trailer or no?
I did.
Okay.
I did. I'm down. It looks fun. It looks stupid.
It looks stupid. But I'll be like, all right. I'm not like this looks bad. Like it's like, oh wow, this looks dumb as hell.
You also got to look
at a charm.
You also got to look at the date that it comes out on.
Oh yeah, April 20th. So
comes out on April 20th, same day as Super Troopers 2.
Oh sure, yeah. Also Hitler's birthday, so
Jesus
might not be the worst thing to happen on that day. Moving on. Blitzkrieg news.
Nintendo and Universal to make movies.
Yeah, so a couple years ago, Nintendo... Alright, I killed Tom. Not physically.
Holy shit.
Comedically.
Go.
So a couple years ago, Nintendo signed a partnership with Universal to basically get Nintendo into like Universal theme parks, and tied to that was a movie deal. Recently, some news broke that there is, I guess, further along talks with these movies, specifically a Mario-based film done by, I think it's Illumination Corporation or something like that. It's basically the dudes that did Minions and Despicable Me and already, like, I mean, those are kid movies. They are what they are. I don't think they're gonna make a Minions Mario movie, but
don't put it past them.
No, yeah, absolutely. So everyone's freaking out because we just talked about Rampage trailer. So here's another video game movie or another video game related movie that's coming out, and people are up in arms because they want their medium to be represented the same way comic book fans wanted their movies to be represented. The same thing as DC fans want their movies to currently be represented, and it's just one of those things that's going to take time and care to get it done right. Like, to be honest, I think the last video game movie that is still held to some sort of standard to its subject matter is still the fucking original Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Like, for some reason, people are still like, that was done well. That was a good... That didn't disrespect the video game franchise. It didn't disrespect the fans. And it was also, a pretty enjoyable Hollywood film.
Yeah. As long as John Leguizamo is Luigi again, I'm on board.
That, I'm not going to lie. If this is done completely, obviously Universal and Illumination Corporation is American, or Illumination, whatever the fuck they're called, American, they could probably get away with doing some of these jokes. Nintendo is very protective over their intellectual properties. I'm using that word again. It's a big word. A couple words.
College boy.
Their intellectual properties. Hence why we haven't seen any doling out of their franchises to Hollywood since that John Leguizamo / Bob Hoskins movie back in the 90s, which even when I was a child, I was like, that was a piece of crap. That did not fool me.
You could be a 1-year-old and be like, wow, this is shit.
Yeah, it's a bad movie.
It was not good.
Hopefully this is good. This has gone very long, but yeah. What else we got, Tommy?
We got Stephen Amell, also known as Arrow.
Sure. Who plays Arrow, not also known as.
Yeah, that's how I know him.
Like he's a vigilante known as Arrow.
That's pretty much...
plays Oliver Queen in Arrow.
What'd you call him?
Oliver Queen?
Queen.
Oh.
Alright. Anyway, moving on. He is showing up in Ring of Honor, which is...
He showed up in Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I think actually last weekend he showed up.
Okay.
Now that
Ring of Honor, the independent American wrestling
which a lot of... Pretty much WWE's... fishing pond.
Sure.
Where they're just grabbing everyone from there. And that's pretty cool. Like, he showed up with the Bullet Club.
Right. And there's history there because, Cody Rhodes is their world champion.
Yes.
And, he's a big comic book fan. So with his fame and celebrity status, he reached out to Stephen Amell. They did like a SummerSlam match a couple years ago.
And Cody
Which was
Rhodes...
surprisingly good because, Stephen Amell is in good shape. He's athletic. He's not a fucking,
schlub.
Exactly. And I'm sure he knows the product somewhat to do that. And then they do these other things, like they do charity events and stuff like that. Like, he seems like a cool guy.
And Cody Rhodes has been on Arrow.
Right, yes. That's also the other way that goes back.
So, I mean, that's pretty cool. Like, he apparently joined the Bullet Club. They have a new shirt called the Vigilante Club where it's like,
They do variations of
the Green Arrow
member.
mask.
Yeah,
which I'll probably get it because I'm a moron.
Gotcha.
And that's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to search for that, and we will be posting that up on Facebook once I find it.
There you go.
And what else we got? We got Tory Black is back.
Tory Black. So that was a. How do we put this delicately? I know as Rude Boys, we should just be upfront and blunt, but first off, shout out to Janet. Yeah.
Adult entertainer.
Adult female performer.
Yes.
She's been retired. She was away from the game. She's one of the Banger's best. And she's back, baby. Hasn't missed a beat. Yeah. From what I read. What else we got?
We got new Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite characters.
Okay, so we just saw this.
That was awesome.
Our ongoing gripes with Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Oh, those models.
I think since the pilot, the release, the character models. It's so crummy. They are releasing 3 new characters, all from Marvel. You got Winter Soldier.
Yes.
You got Black Widow.
Yes.
And you got Venom, which is always cool because when you get into video game rights with these movies and who has the merchandising rights, it gets so choppy. And it's cool that because coming up to release for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, we were under the impression that it was just going to be like strict Marvel vs. Capcom. Marvel Cinematic characters. Hence why you had Gamora and Rocket and Thor and Captain America and Iron Man, basically, etc., etc. So it's cool to see that there is some little bit of branching out with Venom. So hopefully, who knows? Maybe they'll bring the X-Men in. Apparently, no one remembers who the X-Men are.
God, else we got, that Tom? Hurts me.
Well, how do you feel about that, Tom? So this doesn't change your...
One,
you're not going to pick this game up.
No, I'm going to wait for the gold Ultimate Edition.
Sure.
I mean, honestly...
You're not going to get Capcom'd.
No. If they turn around and they're like, hey, Wolverine's showing up, I'll probably go get Capcom.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm an asshole.
Fantastic Wolverine.
There are... Fantastic Wolverine. I mean, there are 3 X-Men characters I would love to see in there, but...
Who is that?
Definitely, you need Wolverine.
Are they new characters?
Huh?
Or would these be new or returning characters?
Well, one, Wolverine.
Right.
I would love to see Magic, who's Colossus's younger sister. Right, yeah. And Shadowcat. I would love to see Shadowcat.
All right,
I think those would be really cool.
I like that. That could be an interesting thing if we talk about maybe some characters we want to see that have never been brought.
Sure.
Because out of the ones that we just mentioned, Winter Soldier, Black Widow, and Venom... Excuse me. Venom's the only returning character. Yeah. Black Widow and Winter Soldier are brand new. They look very similar to like Chris and Jill or Cammy or whatever. Like very similar play styles. It looks like. I've never played them. I don't plan on to. But it's always cool to see brand new characters come out.
Looks sick, though.
Venom looks pretty cool. Venom looks almost like straight out of Marvel vs. Capcom 2, obviously with high res and high definition graphics.
But if you screw up Venom, you're an idiot.
Yeah, no, totally.
He's not. You don't have to give him a big head, like a little head and big shoulders. But anyway,
let me think real fast because you just said some Marvel characters you want to see. Man, with risk of making this go long, yeah, I got nobody.
All right, cool. That'll be for another episode.
All right, cool. Moving on.
This is Speedball. Street Fighter Transformers?
Yes. All right, so this is something I didn't show you because I want you to get your head around this. So I think Hasbro or Mattel, whoever owns the rights to Transformers, I think it's Hasbro.
Yes.
Or Takara or whatever. Whoever owns the rights to Transformers out in Japan made a deal with Capcom to make some Transformers in specific molds to then transform into Street Fighters. So it's got 4. You've got Ryu, Ken.
Of course.
You got M. Bison,
also
known as Vega, over in Japan, and Chun-Li.
Okay.
All right. Ryu and M. Bison, I'm going to use his English slave name, are triple changers. And in Transformers parlance, that means that they have 2 different vehicle modes. So they can transform into a robot, transform into a plane, and then also transform into a car.
Okay.
All right. Their models are based off of Megatron and Optimus Prime.
All right.
And then Ken is based off of Hot Rod, and Chun-Li is based off RC.
Obviously.
All right? The only female fucking Transformer that's worth noting.
Still no Jazz Love.
They're also, I forget the name of those Transformer subsect, but the ones that the heads can transform, are they Pretenders or something like that?
Yeah, that sounds familiar, yeah.
They're all Pretenders, too. So the head of the robot can disconnect off the robot and then transform into a little man.
I cannot wait to see what these nightmares look like.
We'll put up a picture on the Twitter.
God, I'm gonna have nightmares.
I mean, they look retarded, but all it is they just took the robot mode and colored it like how they would look in the game. That's it.
Okay.
They don't look like Mongoloids.
Sorry if the word Mongoloid offends anyone. No, we're not.
We're Rude Boys.
Yeah, we don't care.
Shout out to Janet.
The next thing and last thing is Sony is starting to pump out all these comic book Spider-Man type characters.
Yeah, they really want... They
got,
really,
the Venom movie coming out.
Sure,
and,
which we're already still very hesitant on.
Yeah, but I mean, Tom Hardy, who's,
Yeah,
he's a fantastic, beautiful man.
Fantastic Venom.
Fantastic Venom. But this is an odd one. Morbius, they're going to be doing.
Woof.
Now,
what a pull, Sony. What a pull.
Morbius in the... Yeah, I mean, God forbid, no Craven, whatever. So, fuck you.
That could be a soapbox.
Yeah, there we go. So, Morbius, for anyone who doesn't know, in the comics, he's known as the living vampire.
Morbius, I am the living vampire.
He, was your traditional...
Is he here right now? Did you hear that? That was him.
I'm scared.
I'm Morbius, the living vampire. Let me suck your plasma out through my hand holes.
So...
It's not a real thing.
We're getting...
Get out of here, Morbius.
We're getting to
All right.
We're getting to
I'm
suckers.
leaving now. Blah.
So Morbius in the comics was...
What a dick. Sorry, continue.
Was known as I said, the living vampire. And he was traditional vampire biting into people's necks, draining them.
Yes.
But it was only bad guys he would do that to.
He is a C-list.
C-list?
At
D.
most. D-list.
D-list. I'm saying a D-list.
I'm just talking about Spider-Man ancillary characters.
Yeah, D-list.
C-list. D-list? Really?
D-list.
Who is C-list then?
That's going to be a whole nother show. We'll come up with a list.
That may be the topic tonight, but continue.
Okay. So, but then in the Spider-Man cartoon, he had these little hand suckers.
Right, because there's standards and practices.
Right.
So you couldn't have a dude just bite people.
So, it'll be interesting to see which way they're going.
It's going to be straight up vampire.
I hope so.
Yeah, if it's a thing. Because it sounds retarded.
Yeah, here's my hand suckers.
No, just in general. Like again,
yeah,
of
no,
all characters to base off of. Like, I mean, to be completely fair, this may also then show a little of the hand as far as who owns what kind of characters. Like, if they're going to Morbius, well, I mean, they also have a Black Cat / Silver Sable movie that they're trying to work on. They got the Venom movie. They wanted to do a Sinister Six movie once the Amazing Spider-Man franchise got off the ground, and it didn't.
I rewatched Spider-Man Homecoming.
Okay.
I think Sinister Six is going to happen because spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, it's been out for almost a year. No.
It's a great movie.
A few months.
Top 5 MCU for me.
Not
for you?
No.
Top 6?
10.
Oh, okay.
Sounds
a little vague.
So, shut up. So, what they,
Yeah?
When...
Scorpion's in it.
Yeah, Scorpion's in it.
And Matt Gargan, the original Scorpion.
And he goes, oh, well, I have friends on the outside that want to take Spider-Man out. So I think that's going to lead into a Sinister Six movie.
I hope so, because that's always... The classic Sinister Six is always good.
Sure.
Is this our last Blitzkrieg news?
Yeah,
topic?
that's it.
All right, you know what? Let's talk about a little bit about this. I would love to see... I know you're big on Craven. I really want to see the Hobgoblin. Because I've always liked the Hobgoblin over the Green Goblin, because the Green Goblin... What?
They had the Hobgoblin in Spider-Man Homecoming.
Let me get to that. The whole thing with the Green Goblin is definitely, like, Spider-Man's arch nemesis.
Sure.
One of, I would say, 3 between Venom and Dr. Octopus. Right? What do you think? I wouldn't... I mean, at this point, I don't want to level them.
I'd say Green Goblin, Venom, Craven.
Oh, God. You got this Craven boner.
Dude, Craven buried his ass alive.
That is true.
You know what? Craven's Last Hunt.
But, dude, you didn't even read Craven's Last Hunt, you fucking poser. Craven was a fucking jabroni until Craven's Last Hunt. When he had pulled a gun on him, Spider-Man was like, what the fuck? Because he's used to him being like a fucking Batman 66 villain.
Right.
Being a dude dressed up in a leotard, alright? But don't get me wrong, that was a hell of a Craven storyline.
Sure.
And I understand, I respect Craven. But Eddie Brock and Venom, from the jump, hated Spider-Man Peter Parker.
Yeah, right. No, I'm saying he's in my top 3.
Yeah.
He's in my top 3.
Who's not in your top 3? Dr. Octopus?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
He's just creepy.
He's just tried to marry Aunt May. He's one of the only people who knew his identity.
Okay.
Took over his body.
Speaking of that whole thing.
Oh, yeah, right. They were also going to do an Aunt May movie. I remember that now.
Well, if it's Marissa Tomei.
No, this was before.
I thought it was going to be Marissa Tomei and Tori Black.
Well, I don't know. We'll get the bangers on there. Call up Amy Pascal.
There you go. So they Spider-Man and Dr. Octopus had their final showdown, and Dr. Octopus winds up putting his conscience into Spider-Man.
Sure.
And
they swap consciousness.
Yeah. But Spider-Man, Peter Parker was still in the body.
Yeah.
So, but he's getting all the memories of what Dr. Octopus and Aunt May did together.
No.
He was
That
just like
you made that
he was like, oh God, no. Oh God, no.
You made that up.
All right, we will get my personal source.
Your personal source.
Yes.
All right.
So
really, not Doctor. Okay. So all right. Either way, Green Goblin is a better villain than Hobgoblin. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I've always liked Hobgoblin. It helped that he was introduced first in the animated series, and
Sure.
he was voiced by Mark Hamill, who is fucking excellent. I just feel like there's more chaos with Hobgoblin. Like, Hobgoblin definitely isn't as smart as the Green Goblin, and definitely not as
calculating.
Perfect. Thank you. He's just insane. So when they introduced
I can see that
the Peter Parker's friend in Spider-Man: Homecoming, and he was Ned Leeds, who is I don't know, he was one of the early Hobgoblins. I don't know if he was the original. Hobgoblin's origin in the comics is very murky. Like, someone bought the Hobgoblin name to give to somebody, and it was this other guy. Like, it's absolutely nuts. That's why there've been so many origin stories based off the Hobgoblin. But anyway, Ned Leeds was a name that was a Hobgoblin at one point. I think that would be cool.
Okay.
Like, that would definitely give you more of a, like, oh man, Ned Leeds, he went nuts or whatever.
Homeboy's got to do a few sit-ups if he wants to fit
No,
in
you know what? I kind of like him as a, not trying to fat shame, but as a bigger dude. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't normally see that because he's not fit. He's not, like, he can be like a little, I mean, that's, Goblin-esque, you know what I mean? Like,
Okay,
give him a mask, some hood, he I think he could pull it off. That'd be pretty cool. I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Okay.
Like, people freak out that, like, Zendaya was MJ, but not necessarily Mary Jane, because, it's not my Mary Jane. I'm okay with it. I hope you're okay with it, too, Rude Nation. You're beautiful bastards, you. But but seeing, like, a heavy-set villain, I'm cool with that. Like, especially if he's a bad guy. Like, I mean, sure, people are going to be like, why is the fat kid the bad guy? Like, why isn't he the hero?
Because we get picked on.
Sure, but you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't mind that.
Okay.
Cool.
That should be interesting. We'll see what happens.
What other Spider-Man characters can they pull out? They're doing Black Cat and Silver Saber, which are really it. I mean, okay, I'm going to be completely honest. I'm not up on the newer Spider-Man family, like Silk and...
Silk is...
that Spider-Girl, the Ariana...
Yeah.
The Spanish one.
Right.
Raven Miles Morales, I know a little bit about.
I would like to see Miles Morales. I mean,
Sure.
we saw his uncle in Homecoming.
Oh, was that who that was?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Did you? You fuck. And honestly, they could go weird and do the whole Madam Web shit.
They could.
They could go real weird. As for...
I mean, I love the Clone Saga, but I would not put that up on the thing. I would like...
Stop.
Jackal is a good villain.
You just made my balls go to my stomach by saying the Clone Saga. I hate the Clone Saga.
Right, yeah, but I think the Jackal's a pretty cool villain, especially his newer iteration, where
Sure.
it looks more like instead of like a wacky hairy man, he looks like Anubis.
Right, okay.
Like, that's pretty cool.
They're allegedly putting Carnage in the Venom movie.
Another one of my favorite story arcs is
Maximum Carnage. Which, if you're putting Carnage in there, you gotta make that movie rated R.
Oh, absolutely.
Right off the bat.
Absolutely. Is there still news that Venom's going to be rated R?
Well, I mean...
As far as we know.
There's really no news. I mean, the only news you get is, like, Tom Hardy's, like, posting pictures behind the scenes. Right, that's about it.
So it's like, hey, I'm still employed.
Right. Here I am,
this
guys.
thing's still working, guys. We still have his Twitter account.
Yeah. I mean, I still mumble when I act, but I'm a good actor.
No, I don't know about that. I mean, the mumbling. He seems fine in the three things I've seen him in.
Sure.
All right. So who else? I think Craven would work really well. Craven's a very, like, if you want to...
And you don't even gotta make him like a full blown, like, man of the jungle.
No.
Like, you can make him a businessman who likes and there's who likes to hunt.
Right, yeah.
You know,
I like that. And maybe he goes a little too far,
Right.
and, you know, he takes that almost like vigilante-style justice, and he gets,
Right.
you know, he gets the attention of Spider-Man. I say you throw Chameleon in that, too, because,
Sure.
I mean, you really can't do a Chameleon movie without Kraven. You can do a Kraven movie without Chameleon, absolutely.
Absolutely,
but,
yeah.
You know, have maybe him be like the younger bitch brother / servant, which is kind of what he was growing up.
That's what he.
But like, you know, that could make that could almost humanize Kraven a little bit. But yeah, that's an easy lack of CGI villain.
Absolutely, Marlowe would be a good character. Marlowe, he would when J. Michael Straczynski was writing Amazing Spider-Man, he introduced this character, and pretty much what he does, he feeds off of the life energy of people with spider power. Yeah, I'm sorry. I pronounced wrong.
People don't like that guy.
Exactly.
But he is. I don't mean like in the sense that he's a bad guy. They don't like him. They don't like him because he's just like, he's a vampire basically, and he's very like, I'm immortal. I show up whenever I want.
I think that I turning around doing the Spider-Verse would be fantastic.
That would be difficult. Going back to Carnage, I think you got a lot of the players already up for Maximum Carnage.
Yeah.
To be completely honest,
if ABC will allow Cloak and Dagger to show up in the movies, that would be cool.
No, yeah, absolutely, because you got your boy Iron Fist, you got Deathlock, you got Cap, you got Venom.
Hopefully,
presumably.
we have Cap after Infinity War.
Well, true, yeah, but I mean, you have an actor who could play Cap.
Right.
You have, like you said, Cloak and Dagger. You already got potentially Carnage.
Who would you like to see casted as Carnage?
I don't know. You know, they were talking about the dude who's playing. I forget the guy's name. He's on Shameless. He was playing. He's not the Joker in Gotham, the redhead kid.
Okay. Oh, Dominic.
Don't even try.
Whatever.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You could say any name in the world, and I'll be like, yeah, totally.
I was also.
You know that kid.
I was
right?
also hearing the kid from We're the Millers. Is that the same kid?
No, that's not the same.
Yeah,
kid.
I was hearing that kid as well.
I don't know. Like I've seen, he had a couple story arcs in Shameless. That actor who I completely forget whose name is. That actor had a couple. Not Joker. Had a couple story arcs in Shameless, and he looked. He was unhinged, so it was like, wow, that was really good.
Okay.
And then I saw a little bit of that he did in Gotham, and I'm like, wow, he could really pull that off. So that would be fine.
Were you able to stay awake from what you saw with Gotham?
I saw a clip on YouTube, so no.
So you fell asleep. Cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Gotham sucks.
I thought you got back into that. No,
I did, and then I watched the first season, and then I was just like, fuck you. I just turned it off. I couldn't. I couldn't fucking deal with it.
Right.
I hated that. Hated it.
Do you want to see newer iterations of the movie villains that Spider-Man has already fought, or do you want to just start from scratch?
I liked Alfred Molina as Doc Ock.
He did a good job. I have some gripes with those three movies. Well, those two movies.
I have gripes with
Spider-Man 3.
All those movies.
I feel like they were still trying to find themselves in the comic book movie fandom, and they just tried to be good movies.
Sure.
With comic book connections. But as soon as Iron Man came out, I felt like it was just like, all right, this is the type of comic book movie that I like.
Yeah.
And the Marvel Studios has gone forward with that. Because they're not going for the best. They're not going for Oscars. They're not going for awards. They're just going for fun.
The fans.
The fans, exactly. So that's why I think I liked Homecoming the most out of all of the Spider-Man movies before that. Don't get me wrong, like, they're good movies. I feel the same way about the Dark Knight trilogy. Like, they're good movies, but, like, would I be like... Excuse me. I was like, wow, that was the best Batman story I've ever seen. Like, no, not really.
No, it wasn't.
Well, all right. That's another thing for Tom.
It's a whole nother soapbox.
So you would want to see, besides I mean, they're not going to bring Alfred Molina back, obviously, but would you want to see them on the screen, or you think it's too soon?
I really liked William Dafoe.
Yeah, no, he was good. I thought, you know what, the way they did Iron Fist, the Meachums.
Okay.
I thought that would be a good Norman Harry connection, but they just did it and they blew their load on that garbage show for trash babies.
Yeah. Bunch of trash pandas. Who else?
Like, you really don't got that many. Honestly, I thought the dude, Thomas Hayden Church
Yeah,
he was casted
I
well
liked him as
Sandman.
Sure.
But
I hate that character, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I for some reason I like Sandman. I don't know why. Like it's just something about him. I don't know. I don't know why. I just like that. But yeah, no, you would probably want to start from scratch. So I mean, which does limit who you can bring in.
Now, Spider-Man has such a
Name 3 more characters, villains, real fast. Go.
Shit.
Right?
I'm on the spot.
Okay. I mean, we already mentioned Hobgoblin, we mentioned Kraven, Chameleon.
Negative Man.
Negative Man? Okay.
That's who's going to be in the new game.
That's true, yeah. Mr. Negative.
Mr. Negative, yeah. I believe he's had dealings... Yeah, wow, huh.
I mean, don't get us wrong, there are, but they really went to the more notable names first.
Yeah, I mean, I really did like...
Green Goblin, Dr. Octopus, Sandman, Venom.
I liked how they used the Vulture.
Lizard.
Because Vulture was not...
Electro.
Vulture did not get a lot of love. Like, yeah, I know he was one of the original Sinister Six. Don't get me started on Rhino.
Right.
Rhino sucked.
I completely forgot the Shocker was in Homecoming.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, he was. 2 versions of him.
Yes.
Apparently.
Not apparently, there were.
Yes.
All right.
Which I didn't know that there were. Were there multiple Shockers, or was it only one character?
Yeah, no, I believe there were at least 3. I think.
Interesting.
This is off the top of my head, off the top of my dome.
There were 3 Shockers?
3 Shockers.
Okay, cool.
2 of them were in the pink, I believe.
Okay. And one was in the sewer, the stink?
Yes, you're right.
Okay.
Yeah, the pink berry. They went to go get frozen yogurt.
Oh, okay.
That's what I meant.
All right, cool.
All right, so that was our impromptu Spider-Man conversation. Let's just
what have you been up to today,
no,
brother?
what have you been up to?
What have I been up to?
Talk it.
All right. Oh, whoa. Okay. Getting yelled at over here.
Segues in my mind.
You have what?
Segues.
Segues?
Yeah.
Okay. I just finished Netflix Punisher, which was...
How was that?
I really dug it. I dug it because it really shows, like, you know, a soldier's PTSD, which is very topical, which is, you know, something that, you know, is a major concern in the world.
Okay.
And you're cutting up the studio. That's cool.
Sorry, continue. Don't mind me. You have my undivided attention.
As I said to you the other day, where I was like, oh, yeah, they really changed up, you know, Frank Castle's origin.
Sure.
Watching it, I'm like, no, they really didn't. But they did change up Jigsaw.
They just modernized it, right?
They changed up Jigsaw's origin more so than they
Saw
changed.
movies?
Huh? No, Jigsaw. He was a mafioso, you know, like little douchebag, squirrely guy.
All right.
And he gets thrown into, like, you know, he gets his face cut up in one movie. And
no idea what you're talking about. Oh, see, I didn't see any of the...
Oh, you didn't see any of the movies?
Punisher film.
Yeah, one movie he got, like, thrown into a glass recycling thing and his whole body got cut up.
Jesus.
So, that was pretty good. For me, I think it would have to go Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Punisher, Luke Cage, Defenders, and then the trash baby, Iron Fist. So...
Good to know.
Yeah.
I will hopefully get to it before the end of the year. Because we got big... best of episodes planned.
Yeah, I hope you do.
Yeah.
I really hope you do, because I enjoyed it, and I'm holding so much back right now.
Okay. Yeah, no, and I've enjoyed
the
Netflix shows.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. Like, I commute a lot. I've been able to digest certain Netflix shows because on the app you're able to download them, right? So it's incredibly helpful. Because I don't have to bite through my data or try to find Wi-Fi or anything like that.
Can you download Punisher?
I can't.
That sucks.
None of the Marvel things I can download.
Dicks.
So it's got to be something contractual or whatever. But I mean, it just downloads to like the Netflix app. It's not like you're downloading it to your phone.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, I'm gonna rip it. And download it off that.
I'm sure pretty soon we'll see all that Disney crap, all the Marvel stuff get taken off.
Sure. Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know about the shows. The shows may stay.
Yeah, because I'm sure Netflix got a partnership with that. So
yeah. So we'll see. We'll see.
Right.
The only other thing I've really been up to was made some headway in Metroid.
Right. Okay.
Which I know you were.
Yeah, I was also playing around with.
Yeah.
A little bit.
But, I'm in the 4th area, so we'll hopefully I can bang that out faster than I normally am.
Get to something else. So what else you been up to?
I watched my annual Thanksgiving movie, Thanksgiving.
Okay.
which is about a killer turkey from the first Thanksgiving, and he's just loudmouth and rude. He's our kind of turkey.
Okay.
And like he ends up killing this one girl, but before he does, he bangs her and goes, "You just got stuffed."
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He pops through someone's chest. He pops through someone's chest and goes, "Gobble gobble, motherfucker."
Oh my God.
It's pretty fantastically bad.
I feel like I've never heard about this.
Oh man, it's so good that it's bad. It's on Amazon Prime.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And that's all I've really been up to.
All right. Well, I've been up to some video games. I've been up to some Mario Odyssey.
Okay.
I don't remember if it was last episode that said I finished it, but I finished it. Okay.
Yeah, I remember you saying
I keep
that.
playing more Moons. That game is just so...
That's awesome that you're going back to it, though.
I know. Well, I mean, it's not really back. It's just I've never left, which is surprising because I usually do drop games as soon as I finish them, as soon as I see the credits. But there's a lot of post-game content. Don't look at my shelf.
You usually drop games when you pay for them.
I can't drop what I don't pick up. How's that?
But you do pick them up
When
from
I
the
purchased
store.
them.
Ah!
Literal Tom. But I'm having a really good time. I've been posting some fun pictures and stuff on my Facebook and my Twitter, which is cool. It's got a really fun photo mode.
What's your Twitter?
We're gonna get to that.
Okay,
All right?
I was.
Well, if you want to jump the gun,
I was gonna try to help out our listeners.
My Twitter is TEH_SAGRMS.
Cool.
And I believe the Rude Boys Twitter account retweets all those related tweets. So the Rude Boys can be found at RudeBoys469.
There you go.
So
See? Cool.
There's that. And I also finished up Metroid. I think I finished that the next day when I finished up Mario.
Well, good for you.
Well, no, and I had, we're gonna wait till you get further or when you drop the game to talk about it because I finished it. I'm playing right now the fusion mode, which is the hardest difficulty, because I mean, really, once you figure out where you're going and stuff, you're pretty good.
Right.
So I'm gonna try to pace myself a little bit better on this playthrough. So we'll get.
You'll let me. Don't worry.
Well, I'll wait. You give me a stopping point, and I'll meet you there.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
All right. You want to talk about it right now? A little bit.
Yeah.
Fuck a duck.
Metroid's a pain in the ass to kill.
Yeah. All right. You're in what, Area 4?
I just got to Area 4.
Oh boy. All right.
Which I'm really dreading that horrible chase scene.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, it's notorious.
I don't want to do that.
That I was on the train playing that, and I wanted to rip my hair out.
And I remember when you was like, the part that I said I was having difficulty with was like one of the bigger Metroids.
Right.
Where I was just like, how do you beat them?
Right.
And you're like, well, you need the super missiles. I've been beating them with my regular missiles.
Well, you don't need the super missiles. Super missiles help. The super missiles are like 3 to 5 times the strength of a regular missile, so it helps. But they're slower too, so you can only pop off so many.
Right. Yeah.
They help, but that's about it. I mean,
yeah, I usually just freeze the base and then I shoot the shit out of them. So.
Yeah, which is that's pretty much accurate. And you got to do your little parry maneuver, which always helps you get some more missiles in.
They don't really give me the option to parry that way.
You gotta wait for
the
it.
big
Yeah,
ones.
It's not all the time.
Yeah, I usually just shoot them, let them drop.
Once out of every 10 attack sequences.
I don't have
know
time
what I mean?
for that mess.
Nah, I know you. Yeah, you don't.
I got other things.
It's only gonna get worse, Tom. I'll tell you that much.
I got other things to get onto.
Sure. So you better keep pushing on it and fighting some Metroids.
Unlike you, I can multitask.
I'm not gonna do that. What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Stop looking at my shelf.
You've heard of Elf on the Shelf?
Jerk.
This is Chris's no play on the shelf.
Yeah. We're gonna have to get maybe in a whole episode on itself.
Yeah.
The pile o' shame.
Pile o' shame.
But so yeah, that was as far as the Rude Boys Game Club is concerned. We want to get through Metroid, or some people want to get through Metroid at least once. So we can move on to our next game, even though we paused Fire Emblem. Whoops.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think we're that far. I think we got one more chapter to go through Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
We do.
Well, anyway, on the docket...
We'll get to it.
On the docket is going to be South Park, The Fractured Butthole.
Which I apparently jumped the gun on that one.
He did, which was fine. And I asked him, I'm like, "What? I'll catch up, but how long had you played?" And he's like, 30 minutes. I'm like, all right, well, don't play that anymore.
Yeah, I got yelled at. I got scolded.
You got
like
scolded.
a
You
child.
didn't get yelled at. You got chewed out.
Scolded like a child.
But, once we start playing that, if anyone wants to, if they pick that up and then they wanted to play it along with us, we'll let you know what's going on with that.
That would be great if the Rude Nation, would want to play with us.
Right. Given some people's glacial game.
Actually, fuckboy.
Yeah.
I believe I banged out Stick of Truth fairly fast.
After I beat it, though.
Okay. It was
We're
like
awful at pacing ourselves.
It was like a day after you.
We're awful at pacing ourselves because I beat Arkham Knight months before you beat it.
Okay, look, I get very busy.
Sure. Okay.
I get very, very busy. What do you want?
So far, Fire Emblem was all over the place.
We were not that far apart in Fire Emblem.
No, we weren't that far apart, but I was better along than you were.
Hey,
I had more party members.
I beat Fire Emblem Awakening 2 years before you did.
Because I didn't touch it until 2 years after.
That's not my problem. That's yours.
Oh, all right.
Game shaming.
I was on this earth longer, so...
Game shaming. So that's what I've been up to. You've been up to.
I think that's pretty good. And we give a nice...
we apologize.
Where we're at for the game club.
Yeah, we apologize for the sloth episode.
The sloth? Oh, the lack of energy? I picked it back up.
Yeah.
No, really?
You can do better.
Yeah, you're a bitch.
Yeah,
I've been flipping this knife open the whole time.
Seriously.
I'm just threatening the shit out of you.
Yeah. So what we got a nice little special topic, video game based and related movies.
We're gonna save that. We're not
gonna talk
about that. This is gone pretty long.
That's gonna be a nice little edit.
No, this is a nice little spoiler for next time or something like that.
Previously on Rude Boy Gamecast.
Actually, next episode we're probably going to be talking about some Star Wars hype because we got Last Jedi coming out soon. The rest of 2017 will probably be dedicated to what we got hyped coming up for next year. Mm-hmm. So we've been calculating and putting together a nice little list of things that we're excited for.
Sure.
And we'd like some input from the Rude Nation once we get a little closer to the episode, once we get a little closer to recording. We'll ask you guys what you're hyped for, and, we'll say it on the podcast, We'll talk about it and everything like that. 2018, when that starts up, we're going to have our nice little best of 27 episodes, so we can get you guys involved into that. I keep swinging this knife around. You seem very scared.
I'm waiting for it to fly and hit me somehow, because you've done it before.
Yeah, that's true. And
I'm not going to hit you? Yeah, okay.
So that's pretty much it. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Tom, that's all you got.
It's been a fantastic episode.
Fantastic episode. I'm on Twitter at Tesherms, TEH_SHERMS. Tom?
I am on Twitter at Tommy_Cash with a K.
Yep. Cool. We're the Rude Boys, where you can be reached on Twitter at RudeBoys469. We have a Facebook group, which I believe is facebook.com/RudeBoys469. Or, if that doesn't work, you have fb.me/RudeBoys469. We're actually going to verify that the Facebook account right now. Or not, you're just going to shut off your phone. We got don't, forget it. We got a YouTube account,
just get yelled
which
at
can be
left and right.
reached at bit.ly/RudeBoysRudeTube. One word. And we're on Podbean, the hosting network that we're on right now. That's the basement's making these weird noises. RudeBoys.podbean.com. Email us at rudeboys6969@gmail.com. That's pretty much it. That's all we got on the social network. Maybe we'll do Snapchat. Maybe we'll do an Instagram. That's a lot of effort.
Yeah, he's working on zero energy right now.
I got a lot of bark. No bite.
Yeah, very, very little bite. You should see a shelf.
Stop looking at the shelf. That's a whole nother episode.
Rude Nation, stay beautiful. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend.
Later, everybody.
This has been a Wall Street Bangers production.